What's up, guys? It's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Today we're gonna be doing the match preview for Barcelona versus Espanyol in La Liga. The first game back since that big triumph in the Clásico 4-0, and it's yet another derby for Barcelona, and it's the local one with the twats down the road. This has to be nothing but a win. I want to see an absolutely huge thumping as well. These pricks are so freaking annoying. They're shite, but they always turn up against Barcelona because that's what a derby is all about. Huge game here for Barcelona to again continue momentum and confidence ahead of the end of the 2024 calendar year. But before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below. Let's try to get the 200 likes on this video. It would be very much appreciated. Also, if you are new, make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Kickoff time for this match will be taking place at 4:15 p.m. local time, so we do have the early kickoff this weekend in La Liga, and this match will be taking place at the Lluís Companys Stadium in Montjuïc, which of course is the temporary home of Barcelona. And the referee for this match has also been confirmed as well. On the pitch, it will be José Luis Muniera Montero, and on the VAR, it will be Jorge Vázquez. Let's start off by taking a look at the league table, where Barcelona are currently sitting top of La Liga on 30 points. After playing 11 matches, we have 10 wins and 1 loss. If we just did not lose that freaking game against Osasuna, man, I guess could have been a historic start to a league season. Anyways, 30 points, 6 points clear of second place. Real Madrid on 24 points. After 11 matches, they have 7 wins, 3 draws, and 1 loss, which of course was to Barcelona in the last match day. They are 3 points ahead of third place Villarreal, who are only 1 point ahead of fourth place Atletico Madrid. We already have a 10-point gap on Atletico, which is nuts to think about. I know they've been shite this season, but the competition there is basically non-existent. But again, Barcelona so far doing very well in La Liga. I wouldn't say cruising at the moment, but you know, the dominance is definitely there, and the gap could be bigger this weekend with a win, because if you take a look at the top teams and who they'll be facing this weekend, first Atletico Madrid will be hosting Las Palmas. I wouldn't say easy win, but Atletico Madrid have been so shite, I have no idea. Probably they will win it. But Real Madrid versus Valencia, the match has been postponed, and of course due to the floods in Valencia. Wishing everyone there well and speedy recovery. It's a very historic flood. A lot of people of course lost their lives. It's been a huge trouble for the city, and for that reason this match was suspended. Was looking forward for that game. It was a historic hate watch. You know, Vinicius back at the Mestalla. The narrative was definitely there, but this match will be postponed, and this game will not be replayed until the new year probably. Very unlikely you can find a space for it right now in the end of 2024, which means going back to the league table, Barcelona will have a 9-point gap over Real Madrid if they pick up a win in this game. I believe Villarreal's match is also suspended, so they can't overtake Real Madrid. They are taking Villarreal. We're supposed to be taken on by Kounde, but that was also suspended due to the floods as well. So both second and third place aren't playing this weekend, so you could see maybe Atletico Madrid creeping to third. But again, I know that it's a game in hand, but still, seeing that league table, 9 points difference will 100% have an effect on the players on Barcelona's end and the players on Real Madrid's end as well, because you have that 9-point clear, game in hand. Maybe this game against Valencia will be chucked into like a random week in the new year where Madrid have so many games around that time. Having that gap up on paper of 9 points is absolutely crucial. So again, more of an incentive now, even more so than it being a derby, to go out there and get a result and end this weekend 9 points clear at the top of La Liga, only 12 games into the season. Now, if you take a look at these twats and where they're currently standing in the league table, they're currently sat in 17th in La Liga on 10 points. After 11 matches, they have 3 wins, 1 draw, and 7 losses. They're currently only 1 point above the relegation zone and have less points than games played this season. Let's now discuss these twats in a bit more details. Of course, they're one of the newly promoted sides in La Liga this season. Again, not a great start to the league campaign, fighting for relegation. I pray to the Lord that they do end up getting relegated, but for now, they are fighting for their lives to stay in the league. Now, if you take a look at the last time we did face them in official competition, it was at the end of the double season, where of course we won the league in their stadium. It was a beautiful match, a beautiful evening in Barcelona. The celebrations, of course, were on point on the pitch and in the dressing room as well. You can line up for this on this right hand side there of the screen of who played in the game. Honestly, if you compare the team to today, not many missing. The two center backs, of course, Araujo and Christensen. Busquets is gone. That's pretty much it. Everyone else is, and of course, Ter Stegen is not fit, but he's still there. So 4 players missing, 3 players not in the team right now. You could even say just Busquets is the only one that's actually gone. Of course, Christian and Ter Stegen are still here. So not much has changed, you could say, from that game squad-wise. And again, it was a pure dominating game. Their 2 goals were very jammy, both on the counter-attack as well. Could have easily been preventable. A 4-0 scoreline would have looked so much better, but the win was the win at the time. And of course, we did end up securing the league title. Now, take a look at Espanyol's last 5 matches in all competition. In their last match, they won the Copa del Rey first round against San Tirso 4-0. They lost to Sevilla 2-1. They lost to Bilbao 4-1. They beat Mallorca 2-1, and they lost to Betis 1-0. So let's take a look at the last 3 games in all competition. Firstly is that battering against Bilbao at the San Mamés 4-1. I mean, there's not really much to discuss here. Of course, Bilbao, very, very good side, and Espanyol are just not, and I think the proceedings went as everyone would expect. I'll tell you what, I did watch the game. Bilbao battered them, and Espanyol's 1 goal was a free kick goal. It was a set piece, good free kick. It was about, 19, 20 yards out, around the middle. Good shot over the wall. I don't even think the goalkeeper for Bilbao moved. That was it. That was their only chance. That's the only reason why that they have the 1 there instead of not having a clean sheet. Bilbao, that was it. Espanyol were shite in that game. Next up is their 2-0 loss to Sevilla. I also watched this game as well. Didn't look that great. Sevilla's 2 goals, very, very crazy goals by Luca Bayu, the Belgian winger for Sevilla, who got a brace just before halftime. Second half was really dead. Both teams didn't really, wouldn't say they didn't do much, but it was quite clear that Sevilla were just, banking on the 3 points at 2-0. They were just securing it. They were passing it around, not moving too much. Espanyol couldn't really break the second line. But their first 2 goals, I would say, from Sevilla were quite lucky in the sense that they were both worldies. So, it takes... you can't really hone a team for a player scoring fantastic goals like that. But in the loss for Espanyol, you, of course, absolutely love to see it. And their final match of all competition was a 4-0 win in the first round of the Copa del Rey. I mean, did I watch this game? Hell no. Did I watch the highlights? Hell no. I don't care. The striker got a hat-trick. I mean, it's whatever. They did play midweek, so maybe you can take that into account fitness-wise and, stuff like that. Of course, the Barca are coming into this match with a week off from the Clásico. They, of course, had a midweek game. We don't, because we finished second in La Liga last season. The first 2 bypassed the first 3 rounds of the Copa del Rey until the round of 32. So I think Atletico Madrid had to play the first round, which sucks for them for finishing 3rd place. But nonetheless, they played, they won. Who cares? So overall, final thoughts on Espanyol. I mean, the team shit, manager shit, club shit, everything about them is just shit. I mean, there's really nothing much to comment on it. The manager is Manolo Gonzalez. I think he got the job earlier on this year, got them promoted, of course, in the end. Yeah. Players to look out for, no one. They're shit. I mean, this might be the most easy team review I've ever done in my life. I mean, the whole team's just shit. I mean, the goalkeeper's been alright this season. I think his name is Juan Garcia. He's been alright for them this season. Puedo, their captain, their winger. He's, of course, La Liga experience. Apart from that, they're wank. Of course, Sergio Gomez, their center back and their captain. Former Barcelona player, former Barca Athletic player. I mean, I used to watch him for Barca B back in the day. He's now shit as well. So, I mean, this team is pure wank. I mean, nothing but a thumping is what I'm expecting from this game. I mean, they are, of course, the derby is going to be different. They want to come in and upset the result. I mean, we just got the win in the Clásico as well. But a Clásico hangover is maybe the only thing I'm really worried about, because this team is beyond woeful. They are below par in the league in terms of expectation, squad quality. They're just absolutely trash, so I'm not worried about this team whatsoever. Time now to get into Hansi Flick's press conference reaction. Of course, he spoke to the media this morning / of course, afternoon in Barcelona. A very quick press conference. It was 10 minutes. Again, as a reporter, as a journalist, as a Barca fan, love it. Quick. Answer the questions. Move on. Nothing really to report about in that regard. But let's get and see what the manager had to say this morning in the presser. So he came out saying, firstly, I know what a derby means. It'll be a tough game. We're coming in with good feelings after the triumphs over Bayern Munich and Real Madrid. It's true that we are celebrating after these wins, but now we have to refocus on winning the next game. The players are disciplined and motivated. Then as on Araujo's injury, how he's recovering, when we expect him to be back. So look, Araujo was developing very well. It's great to watch him train, and with the intensity and the passes he gives, it'll be great to have him back when he's recovered, and he will help us a lot. But again, he's going to be taking his time, no rush to return whatsoever. Then as on injury update on Eric Garcia, it was reported before the press conference by Javi Miguel that Eric Garcia was not going to be fit for this game, was not going to be in the squad list, and Flick dropped a bomb saying that Eric Garcia won't be back until after the international break, so he'll be out for about a month after that niggling discomfort in the warm-up for the Sevilla game. So quite surprised there. Still no official announcement from the club on an injury, so we'll wait and see if things do change on that. Flick was also asked, by the way, on the floods in Valencia. He was asked whether or not he would have cancelled all the games in La Liga this weekend or not, and Flick said, yes, I would have been in favor of cancelling all the games this weekend, but you know what, whatever the league does, you just have to back it and move on in the end. Of course, he sent his commiserations and condolences as well. Then he's asked on Frankie de Jong, and I like what I see from Frankie de Jong. He gives us the ability on the and ball control. He had a very serious injury. He was out for several months. He helped us now and give us more options in the midfield, and he's of course very good for us. And he of course changed the game in the second half in the Clásico as well. Then as there will be rotation for this match ahead of the midweek match against Brest in the Champions League, he said, look, there won't be any rotation. I always think about the current game ahead. We will play against Espanyol, and then we'll see what happens in the Champions League match. Basically saying that, look, I focus on the game that's next. I don't really look at, 2 games ahead or the next game ahead. If there's rotation need to be afterwards, I'll analyze and talk about it and think about it afterwards, is what he's trying to say there. We had a long week to prepare for this game, and the players came back from 2 days of rest with energy. Kubarsi and Indigo help us a lot with how they play. It's not easy to maintain such a high level for 90 minutes of a match, especially playing the way that he wants to play as well. And finally, he was asked on Ansu Fati if A, he's fit, and B, if he'll start this game. Flick said he has not chosen a lineup for this game whatsoever. He's going to sleep on it tonight and then decide tomorrow. He said, look, I'm happy with Ansu. He's at 100% fit right now, and we'll see tomorrow if he'll start or not. Right now, I don't know, and if I did know, I still wouldn't tell you. And that concluded Hansi Flick's press conference reaction ahead of the match against Espanyol tomorrow. Let's now get into the lineup prediction. We're going to start with the manager, of course, Hansi Flick. I'm going to try my best to predict his lineup. I think it will be actually pretty difficult to predict. We're expecting, of course, a few rotation to come off the back of the Real Madrid game. 2 big games coming up midweek and on the weekend before the international break. Rotation is expected. Espanyol not that great. We are at home, but it's still a derby, so you still want to win no matter what. Anyways, I think that Hansi Flick will go with this lineup on the screen right now. They'll go with Iñaki Peña in goal, a back 4 of Kounde, Kubarsi, Inigo Martinez, and Gerard Martin, and midfield 3 of Casado, Frankie de Jong, and Dani Olmo, and a front 3 of Lamine Yamal, Lewandowski, and Raphinha. Firstly, with that front 3, Ferran Torres is injured. I think he's kind of the first forward off the bench that Hansi Flick would like to use. I don't think he'll start Ansu. I don't think he'll start Pau Victor. I think he's really going to be, ride the storm with these front 3 like with MSN. If they're all fit, start them no matter what. I think that's going to be Flick's mindset. I hope he does make a change, but I don't think he will. In the midfield, we are expecting, of course, Frankie de Jong and Dani Olmo to start. So the question is, who will be the other midfielder between Pedri, Casado, Pablo Torre? I think he will go with Casado. I think his plan is really just to rinse him, use all his minutes, because I think, honestly, for being honest, once we keep going and all the players get fully fit, I don't think Casado will be a starter, although I disagree with that, but I think that's the mindset of Hansi Flick. So get some minutes out of him, and of course that is the position where right now there is no cover for him. You can play, of course, Pedri and de Jong, but de Jong will have to put the Casado role where he's not really the best at it. In the back line, we are expecting run rotation in the fullback position between Kounde and Balde. I think he will rest Balde for Gerard Martin, simply on the fact that he just likes Gerard Martin way more than he does like Hector Fort. So that's my reason for that. And of course, the rest of the back line will stay the same. So this is the line I think that Hansi Flick will select for this match. Of course, a very strong team and definitely enough to get, 4-0 halftime scoreline against this kind of side. But of course, in the comments down below, let me know what you think Hansi Flick will go with. Now I'm going to show you guys my lineup, what I would do if I was the Barcelona coach, and I have made a few changes from Flick's lineup prediction. I would go with this lineup on the screen right now. I would go to Iñaki Peña in goal, a back 4 of Hector Fort, Jules Kounde, Inigo Martinez, and Alejandro Balde, midfield 3 of Casado, de Jong, and Olmo, the front 3 of Raphinha, Pau Victor, and Ansu Fati. So first in the back line, my thought process is that not only do I want to rest a fullback, but I also want to rest a center back. The issue is right now, Eric Garcia is out injured. Sergio Dominguez doesn't really, instill me with a lot of confidence. Cuenca as well. So what I've done is I've brought in Hector for Kounde at right back, but also I moved Kounde centrally for Kubarsi. That way, you get the rest of Kubarsi, and Kounde can continue on playing. I didn't want to rest Balde because he hasn't been playing too much, and again, he needs minutes as well. Inigo, just rinse him until Araujo and Christensen come back from injury. Kubarsi was the main one that I wanted to rest it, and I also wanted to see Hector 4 play as well, so that was my mindset, and I've adapted to the way that I would have done that. Midfield 3 stays the same. I was thinking about maybe playing De Jong in the deeper role and Pablo Torre on the left, but I didn't want to change too much, because again, when you change too much sporadically after a week, it tends to be imbalanced. So I brought Casado in there, would not play Casado for the full game, no matter what the scoreline is. If we're winning 5-0, losing 5-0, at the hour mark, Casado is getting hooked. Front 3, I want to rest Lewandowski. That was my main objective, and I thought, you know what, you have the ability of Ansu, you have Pau Victor, what's one more, so between Lamine Yamal and Raphinha, I went with Lamine Yamal just because he's so much younger and he's so much easier to get injured, where Raphinha has the experience. Again, Raphinha and Casado, the two players where hour mark, they're getting hooked no matter what. So I start Raphinha on the right hand side, get some experience down the right hand side, get the feel of where he naturally used to play. Also on the left, Pau Victor up front. This team can easily beat Espanyol at home as well. And again, you rotate players ahead of a big week in the Champions League and of course La Liga as well. So it's been a line that I was like for this match, but of course in the comments down below, let me know if you'd rather pick my lineup or Flick's lineup. Time now for my score prediction. What do I believe the result will be in this match? Of course, very confident going to this game. I predict that Barcelona win this game by 4-0 against Espanyol. I want at least an 8-0, but I'm gonna predict a 4-0. We better not concede. If we concede, I'll be more pissed if we concede than we win like 6-1. Because you just got to keep that clean sheet, especially against these lot, man. I mean, the win is in the bag. I think there's absolutely no chance that Espanyol win this game. There's probably, I would say, maybe a 1% they nick a draw somehow. But we're on form. We're the best team in the world. They're shite. It's a derby. I mean, I cannot see Barcelona not winning this game by more than 3 goals. Especially in a game like this and against an opponent like this, I expect it as well. Even in our worst times, we'd clap Espanyol, so I'm expecting nothing different even when we're in our peak form. So Barcelona, comfortable, easy win. I'm hoping at least by a 4 or 5 goal difference, but I'm going to predict an official 4-0 victory. But of course, in the comments down below, let me know what you think the scoreline will be. So that's my match preview for Barcelona versus Espanyol in La Liga. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, of course, make sure you drop a like down below. And of course, in the comments down below as well, let me know your thoughts on everything we did discuss. The main thing I want to know firstly, of course, is your score prediction. And secondly, on those lineups. Firstly, would you rather pick my lineup or Flick's lineup? What do you think Flick will go with? What would you go with if you're the manager? Leave me all your thoughts down below, and of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below as well if you haven't already, and I will see you guys tomorrow for the live watch along. Set the reminder on the screen and come and join me, watch the game with me, follow after the match by my match review. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Big game ahead, big score line expected as well. Take care and Forza Barca.